Tell us about what you did to me, you nasty.
Yes, it's a pleasure to tell. It was really funny, David. It was really
Wasn't funny at all. It was 2 weeks, 3 weeks of pure hell.
We had a plane together, Ron and myself, flying to Japan. On the way back, he came before the race. He came to me and said, "Gerhard, would you mind if we take Eddie with us back?" I said, "No problem at all. Yeah, so he can come back with us." And that was the time when I wasn't racing. I was a motorsport director of BMW, and we supported the engines to BMW. And this was the big weekend of Eddie, presenting in Suzuka his new partner, Ford, engine supply, Ford. Now he's partner of this big company, Ford. He made his big press conference and so on, so on. Anyway, when I hear the story, I say, okay, no problem, Eddie can come back with us. And I went back to the motorhome, and I just thought, and I said to my guys, can you take a piece of paper and write on that we're going to supply next year to Minardi an engine, a BMW engine, free of charge. And it was a very good engine at the time, you know, free of charge and so on. And put it just in my briefcase. And they didn't understand what they're doing, but they did, so I put it in my briefcase. So after the race, we all ran to the airport, briefcase. So we went into the plane, everybody got his place. I put the briefcase in the middle, and I say to Ron, I go to the cockpit to the pilots, and you say to Eddie, come on, let's open the briefcase of Gerhard. Let's have a look what he has in. So anyway, I went to the cockpit.
Do you believe what's going on here?
Yeah. Take 20 minutes, walk back. I saw Ron already like this. You know? So Eddie he couldn't even see it anymore straight, you know. At one stage he said, Gerhard, what are you going to do next year with the engines off? You still have exclusivity with Williams? And I say, no, Eddie, next year maybe we're going to supply a second team. Did you think about us? I say, no, Eddie, you are with Ford, you just made a big point. No, don't worry. It's not important. Why, you know, we could be the best team for you, you know. Can you believe Mini is BMW and we Jordan, young and fun and so on. Yeah, but Eddie, you have a contract over there. Don't worry about it. We're going to sort everything out.
You've been busted. You've been busted.
Have I been busted?
You've been busted.
I told you it's a bad mistake to have him on here.
So I say, but Eddie, this is a fantastic idea, you know. I would love to give you. We are just talking with Minardi, yeah? So he knows, of course, everything because he read my paper in the briefcase, you know. So I tell you, for 12 hours.
Longer than that. Longer.
He didn't sleep 1 second. He was just thinking all the time how he gonna put the thing further. And I start to do like I gonna sleep, you know. Whenever I open one eye, I could see Eddie already and so on. So I say, okay, Eddie, I think we have to have a look deeper into it. I need to convince my board in BMW because now we have Minardi, but maybe I can talk with them. But you know, I need all your numbers of your company. You know, I need. Gerhard, we just have done a due diligence. I have all the numbers. I say, but Eddie, it's good. So you send me everything, then I can prepare my document for the board of BMW. So
very evil you are. Very evil.
12 hours flight. You have no idea. And Ron was just sitting all over the corners. And before we went out, and the way when we were landing, I said to Eddie, Eddie, you send me tomorrow all your papers. And one thing, you know, who is very influenced to all the boards is Bernie. You should have Bernie on your side. Maybe he can do a call and say, well, it's a good idea to give Eddie. I'm gonna contact Bernie again immediately. Don't worry about it. So anyway, when we left the plane, Ron puts me on the side. I said, we need to tell him, we cannot let him go like this, you know. I said, no, don't worry, let him go. So anyway, we left. Until I was home, Eddie, I think I had about 25 missed calls on my telephone. Next day, I got 40 papers of all his numbers of the company.
Every spreadsheet that you could get your hands on was emailed.
Everything got. At one stage, the day after, I got a telephone call from Bernie. And Bernie says to me, what did you do with Eddie? Eddie is sitting in front of my office. I have to do all this deal now with McKinsey. Just, I have no time. And he's talking about some shit. What did he do with him? So anyway, At one stage, we had to stop it, And then he came and said, Gerhard, you write me immediately an email that you're not going to use my papers for anything wrong. It's very discreet and it's just, And they say, yeah, Eddie, and you write me an email that you never look in my briefcase anymore.
That is
anyone who
absolutely
thinks-
brilliant.
I thought, don't worry.
Do you know that? No.
No, I never. This
Oh
is the
my
first
God.
time. This is a world
I
exclusive.
told you it was a bad
on
idea
the
to have him on
fastest
here.
growing
It was a-
podcast.
it's,
We're
it was a
revealing
nightmare.
this. Well, look, it definitely seems that you have played the biggest joke in Eddie that I have ever heard. That's fantastic.
I've never recovered from it since.
You kept that very quiet.
Never come back in a private plane with him either, I have to tell you.
No. Well, look.
Nightmare.